Okay friends, to get started on our job, the first thing we have to do is disconnect our negative battery terminal. Just use a 10mm for this. We'll loosen it up and get it out of the way. Okay, now that we have the negative battery terminal separate from the battery itself, we're going to want to wait approximately 10 to 15 minutes so the capacitors in the vehicle itself can decharge. It's very important because you don't want to create a spark over by that airbag. Now we're going to get inside the passenger compartment. What we want to do is remove our horn pad from the steering wheel. To do that, you're going to find two 10mm headed bolts. There's one inside of each side of the steering wheel. Go ahead and remove the pair. There. Just use a magnet, grab that out of there, do the same to the other side. Carefully grab onto that horn pad. We're going to give it a little wiggle and try to remove it from the steering wheel. There's going to be wiring behind there, so don't go ahead and pull it out too far. Now we can see our airbag wiring right along here. Now this part is the scary part. We're going to start disconnecting the airbag right here. If you didn't wait for your electrical system to completely decharge, you could potentially cause a spark here, which could in turn set off your airbag. So be very, very careful. Now the next thing I want to do is just carefully grab onto these side tabs along here, and I'm going to gently try to pull this away. There's one. We have the black connector. That's going to go to the black connector right here. When we remove this yellow one, you're going to see that it's yellow under there. You need to make sure you put them back in the exact order that you remove them. Set this aside. Now we have a clear view of our internal horn pad. You're going to be able to see that this can move around a little bit. Essentially, when you hit on the horn, beep, 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 this is going to come in and it's going to create a ground and honk your horn. We want to remove these three mounting bolts right here using a T20 Torx bit. Looks just like this. When we do these are captured bolts. Essentially, they're not just going to come popping out like the other ones, so we're going to go here, 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 keep working our way around until this comes out and away. All right, so that came out pretty easily actually. We didn't have to worry about too much. I'm just going to kind of set the horn pad out of the way. We'll continue on by removing our two T25 mounting bolts. Now you're going to see an electrical connector right here. We're just going to go ahead and press in on this center tab right here, and then we can release it. We'll grab onto this, carefully remove it from the steering wheel area, and there it is, friends. Okay, now it's time to install our brand new cruise control switch. To do this, we're going to come right in through the same way that we removed the original. Just slide it in, rotate it, bring it down, and into position. Start in both of your mounting bolts. Once they're both started, we'll snug them up. All right. Nice and tight. Tight as well. Go ahead and grab onto that electrical connector. Just inspect it real quick. If you see any funny colors, it's corrosion. It needs to be dealt with. This one looks good. Just going to bring it around. I'll line it up and put it in. Okay. All right, I got a nice little click there. I'm going to give it a wiggle. You want to make sure that this is nice and secure. That feels great. Let's go ahead and carefully grab onto that horn pad. I'm going to bring it back down and into position. Grab my wires, pull those through the center here. Line up all three of your mounting screws. Now as I tighten these, I'm just going to kind of keep going around. Let's just inspect this, make sure everything's sitting properly. Make sure these wires are semi-secured here. Now we can start reconnecting in the horn pad / airbag. Yellow connector, it's going to go in the yellow, black to black. All right, start sliding this in. I'm going to put it into its position in here. Carefully bring this in. Now I'm going to put in my 2 mounting bolts. Should slide in there. Make sure that's nice and tight. Do the same to the other side. Nice and tight. Give this a wiggle. Feels nice and secure. Let's reconnect our negative battery terminal. Let's reconnect this on here. Make sure you tighten this up. You don't want to have this loose at all. Perfect. Okay friends, we got that cruise control switch reinstalled. What's left to do now? Now you're just going to go ahead and carefully start up the vehicle. Hit that horn, make sure it functions properly. Double check your dash, make sure you don't have an airbag light on. After that, you're going to take it for a road test. Once again, make sure that that airbag light does not come on, and also test to make sure your cruise control functions properly.